Hi friends, I'm Logan Clements, a freelance event producer, and today I'm excited to bring you another installment of my favorite tips and tricks when it comes to event planning and running your own business. Apologies if you hear some creaking in the background. I have a baseboard heater. It's finally gotten cold in Seattle, so we turned that on. Just gonna let you know now. This week, we're gonna talk about something that pertains to running your own business. I know I normally do a lot of videos about events, but this one felt particularly important. Maybe it was because I just came off 2 days ago producing the Washington State Small Business Fair, so I was listening to many speakers give advice to business owners and business owners sharing their own personal stories. But I actually got this inspiration for this topic from my daily journal. I've been trying to journal more. I have a mentor who has taught me that it's important to kind of take time to reflect and think back and get centered as a business owner. I think we spend a lot of time doing our business and not enough spending time either on our business or on ourselves. It's something that I actually write in a journal. What I try to do daily, it doesn't happen daily. One of the things I write in there is that I thrive in new situations. And some days I feel like I totally own that and I'm like, yeah, I thrive in new situations. And other times I'm like, do I really thrive in new situations? So I wanted to unpack that really quickly this week and why it is important to kind of, even if you don't believe it fully, to just fake it till you make it, because as a business owner, you need to be able to thrive in those new situations. So stick around. Before we get into this week's video, I do want to remind you to like below, subscribe, turn on that little notification bell so you get notified every single Monday when I drop a new video. Comment below, what are your favorite things that you've learned about running your own business? Or are you thinking about starting your own business but don't know where to start? You can also go over to my website at loganstrategygroup.com. I send out a monthly newsletter with more tips about event planning, things I'm working on, and I have an exciting new announcement that's coming in the next couple weeks, so hop on over there, put your email in, and you'll be on my newsletter. Anyway, let's get back into the video. So I wanted to unpack this of thriving in new situations, why it's kind of aspirational, and why it's important. I don't know about you, but whenever I get handed a project of something, new situation, I guess I mean not a new client, maybe a lot of clients have similarities, but I mean like a new project, something you've not done before or you've kind of done but not fully on your own. And I feel like we all go through these steps of just fear and anxiety to maybe some hope. And then what I've realized is in the post-event, once I've finished and accomplished that new situation or that new project that I didn't know if I could do it in the beginning, I feel 1,000 times better than when I do a situation that I've done, an event I've done over and over and over again. So for example, 2 years ago, I got asked to produce a project and lead a very large production that I'd never done before. I'd led smaller events, I'd been a part of big productions, but I'd never been the person in charge. And man, if you could have seen me or been in my head in the weeks leading up to that project, my stomach was turning. I was so nervous. I don't know about you guys if you ever struggle with imposter syndrome, but I just definitely felt like one day my client was going to wake up and say, why did we hire Logan? Like, she has no idea what she's doing. But because I was so anxious, I was like over preparing. I tried to read all of the things I could about this project, making sure I knew the ins and outs and everything. And then when I was on site, I'd say my first day I was super nervous, but by day 2, I was having so much fun because both the project itself was really fun, but I was also like impressing myself, if that makes sense, and proving to myself that I could do something that I didn't think I could do. And the funny part is by the time I got to the end of the project and I got home, I was like, oh, of course I could have done that. Do you want me to go do that again next week? I got this, no problem. And it was so funny to kind of go back and think through that evolution of my thinking, of how I'd gone from being excited when they'd first asked me to do the project, and that excitement then turned into fear, and then it turned into a little bit of anxiety. And then as we got close, I was like hopeful, just like hope that since they believe in me and I've done my homework, that it's all going to turn out all right. But then the post-event, the adrenaline rush of being able to sit here with myself and say, yeah, we just freaking did that. We did that project, was so satisfying. And it made me then want to say, okay, I think that's where that phrase comes in my journal is, I want to be that person who always goes after new projects. Sure, it's fun to do some of the same things again and again because you're able to optimize and improve, but sometimes the new and scary is actually a benefit. I don't know, I felt some of the payoffs for things that I've done that are new and scary to me have been the biggest payoffs, whether it's just me learning about myself, me getting to meet new people, me getting to learn a new skill. And so as a new business owner, I think it can be really challenging to figure out either what your niche is or figure out like where your place is in the business world. So I just want to encourage you that it's okay to be scared. It's okay to be nervous, but don't be afraid to say yes to something new and scary, because just because it's new and scary doesn't mean you can't do it. And I think imposter syndrome is something that is really real, and you can use friends, you can use colleagues, you can use mentors to help you work through that process. But sometimes it comes down to you and really just saying yes to something that scares you a little bit and then executing. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I guess that's the other part of me is I always say I'm type A. I have high standards for my events and projects, and I want everything to go perfectly. But in reality, it's not going to go perfect. But what I've learned to do is if I feel like we've planned efficiently and we've planned the best we can and we've done some scenario planning of what if this happens, what if that happens, you have the plan in place, knowing day of things aren't going to go according to plan, but because you have that plan and you have the backup plans, you know you're going to be able to react in the moment. Doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you're in the event industry, the food and beverage, the tech, the finance, HR, whatever it is, I would just encourage you to don't be afraid to say yes to new projects. Don't be afraid to try something new, because I think we all should aspire to thrive in new situations, even though it's a lot easier to write it down than it is to do it. And that's all I have for you guys today. My name's Logan Clements, freelance event producer, and this has been another installment of my favorite tips and tricks when it comes to event planning and running your own business. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. Again, try and keep these short and sweet about thriving in new situations. Do you have a new situation that you've thrived in? Is there anything you've said no to that maybe now you wish you'd said yes to? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, head over to loganstrategygroup.com. Sign up for my newsletter for my monthly updates, and you can check out what I've been working on. Until next time, bye.